All right, there we go. We're officially recording. Happy Saturday morning and welcome to week number 2. You guys know what the deal is. You guys are on early. Hey, what's up, April, by the way, that would never live in urban living? I got your messages on my live yesterday loud and clear. You like where you live. Before we hop into today, and if you need to send a reminder to somebody right now, go for it. Text them over. We don't want to leave anyone behind. This week is going to be amazing. But before we jump into this week, would love to hear some wins that you're having. If it's wins in your health, wins in your consistency, breakthrough for clients, growth that you're having, there's all kinds of wins. Who wants to come off mute and just go ahead and take yourself off mute and share them before we hop in today? Who wants to share?
Hi.
All right, who is it?
That's Angie.
What's up, Angie? Go for it.
So I signed on 3 people in the last week and a half, and it just started on officially Thursday.
Awesome. Congrats, Angie. You've been busy. And I think I remember the first few people were your parents.
Yes. Yep.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
That's awesome.
This call will be exactly perfect for you. So I'm glad you're here this morning. Congratulations. That's a huge win.
Thank you.
Awesome. Who else wants to share? We got time for a couple more.
Brad.
What's up, Lisa? Go for it.
I just have to tell you that this month, you go by everything 333, the people who are liking your posts. And I have 6 people this month who have never liked a post or never asked me. And when they asked me, they joined this month. I have 11 new clients and 6 of them are people they're watching is my point. I'm being consistent and everyone is watching.
That's amazing. That's a huge win. There's probably not a better win than being consistent because you make the decision and then you get the payoff of it and it's awesome. So that is
I forgot I was even Facebook friends with them and I was like, what? Oh, yeah.
You forgot they existed and now they're changing their life with you. That's awesome.
Right.
All right, let's do a couple more, but actually as people are popping in, open up the chat. Where is everyone tuning in from this morning? Are you somewhere warm like Tim and Kelly in Florida? Are you in the wind chill of 20 and below of like Wisconsin that I hear? Where are you tuning in from today? And what is your snack of choice? I'm going with the s'mores campfire crisp. That's my go-to because I'm out of cookie dough bars. Well, I got to meet a few people here real quick. There we go.
Hey, Brad, I got one.
All right, go for one more win as everyone's jumping in the chat. Go for it, Casey.
The frequencies that we're putting out right now is mind-boggling. And yesterday, just with going through my calls, my follow-ups, and having some awesome coaching connections and stuff like that, man, people were reaching out to me that I've done follow-ups with several months ago that I kind of haven't reached back out yet, and they're calling me now. And, of course, we're at the end of January, and people are struggling on their current plan, so they're looking for a plan B, and they know our plan has been successful and we've been consistent, so they're calling. They're just coming back out of the woodwork because that frequency of just going out there and talking to people.
Yeah, I love that, Casey. Raising the frequency. I've seen your frequency rate. Man, you're motivating me with how you're taking your health to the next level, and just the fact that you're following through, man. How good, back to Lisa's point, how good does it feel that your consistency is paying off for those people and they know where to go? They're thinking about you when they're ready to make that change.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome, man. That's a great. I don't know if anyone can top those last few. Does anyone want to share one last win before we jump into today?
I'll share a win.
Oh, go for it. Go for it, Michelle.
All right. Well, I had a new coach sign on about 2 weeks ago, and she has helped 6 clients already. And her response was, let's do it again for the next 2 weeks. And this brings me to supporting 4 new senior coaches as of today. So looking forward to the fully integrated business coach soon.
I love that, helping people change their health. You change your health, and it's nothing like helping a new coach catch that new coach fat burning. That is fantastic. Congrats. All righty, guys, let me share my screen here. It is 7:02, 7:03. Let's get going here. All right, let me share this screen real quick here and hit the PowerPoint. All right, guys, welcome. Good morning. Why is it not playing? There we go. Sometimes I have computer difficulties. If you're new, welcome. We're glad you're here. We're also glad you're here because this call is for people getting up early, getting after it, and that want to change lives. My name is Brad Miller. I'm an integrated presidential director, and my co-host today, I have Tim and Kelly Giardino. Are you guys there?
Definitely here, Brad. Definitely. We are so excited. So I'm here. Tim in the other room because we like to do it that.
Oops, Kelly, you're freezing a little bit here.
Okay, I'm going to take my picture off for a minute and I'll move. You keep going.
All righty. Well, anyways, while they get that figured out, because what's cool about this, it's never a perfect setup, but we're here to learn and grow together. So first off, if you just got on the call, drop it in the chat. Where are you tuning in from, and what is your snack of choice this morning? I'm going with the Campfire S'mores Bar. By the way, anyone else obsessed with sparkling water? I just gotta admit my love for that this morning. I love it, and I had to buy like 30 packs of it this last week, so I just go through it so much. Drop it in the chat. It's good to see where everyone's tuning in from today. Also, who's excited for finishing this month and going to the next level? Like, drop a 2 in the chat if you're excited to jump into week number 2 today. And before we get started here, just a little bit of housekeeping. It's early. If you're new, go ahead and pop off. Keep on the video going. It's okay if you haven't showered yet. That's kind of the whole deal with the morning calls. As we get up, we get after. You don't need to be pretty because we're putting the work in that changes lives. So actually, Kelly, are you back now? Or how's your audio?
I'm back now.
You're
I'm back now. Thanks.
You sound great. Go for it.
Good. Yes. Like Brad said, what is your, we've already talked about favorite snacks, but get on your phone. Usually we say put your phones away right now, but like Brad said, text your support team and let them know you're here. And because this is the place to be. Saturdays. And they are going to be so excited to know that you're wanting more and we're here to get more and to know that you're on. So do that first and foremost.
What am I doing wrong?
Hold on, I got to mute. I got your back, Kathy. Go for it.
Okay, thanks. And since I moved, I grabbed my notes. But yeah, we want to use the chat a lot today, guys. We are very, very. So take your phone, know your microphone, and Brad, I think we're getting ready. I don't know. I think everybody's. I don't know. My phone's.
Sorry about that. I was muting a few people. We got a bunch of new people on here, and they're learning Zoom. All right, Kathy, you keep unmuting yourself, so you keep coming on live on there.
I know,
which is more housekeeping. Make sure that there is a red bar through your microphone, and if there's not a red bar through the video camera, we can see you. Actually had someone recently be like, oh my gosh, I actually didn't know this was video. I've been getting ready while listening to these calls, and I was like, it's okay. We only see the first top 5 people, so as long as you're not talking, we can't see you. So they were very relieved about that. So, but anyways, let's jump into today. This is week number 2. Hold on a second. All right, here.
Kathy Gusto, put the red line through your microphone. There you go.
See, we all get each other's backs here. We're all just still waking up this morning, so it's good to go. Again, if you haven't dropped in the chat, where are you tuning in from today, and what is your snack of choice? We have a very exciting call for you today. Last week we covered all about getting set up for success. We talked about what it looks like to be awakened and to dream and what the pathway is to building to executive director and beyond. Lori went over some great tips on how to get organized, which keeps coaching simple, duplicatable, and honestly actually ignites our fire for being able to help more people and keep it simple and easy. And actually, before we get into that, because I wanted to recap because it was just so powerful and it totally bleeds into today.
Speaker was wrong.
Kathy, can you keep unmute? Okay, hold on. I got to do this real quick. All right. There we go. All right. All right. So, it's hard for the technical difficulties there, everyone, today. But as we get into today, we had some people have some major wins last week from Lori's organization part. So, Kelly, I think you had someone that said this was a huge breakthrough for them. So we were going to have them share that takeaway before we hop into today's call.
I did. It was really fun. We had a lot of people that really had a great takeaway from all the organization. And Lori is the queen of it. She's one of my friends that keeps me on track. But I want to introduce Kimberly Spimark because she really took this to the next level. She was working on it and heard Lori's points. And so, Kimberly, take yourself off mute and share a little bit about what's going on for you with this new organizational look you got going.
Yeah, like you said, I started a little while ago, kind of November. Just really kind of felt like, and I shared this with Kelly, kind of, I have metaphors, I guess, but I just felt like I was on the same stair of the escalator going the wrong way, just taking the same step every single time. And just couldn't really figure out why I wasn't ascending the way I wanted to go. And so it really came down to a lot of organization. We have rocks in our schedules for reasons, but sometimes those rocks felt like they were weighing me down because I had a ton. And so it was really kind of looking at my client support instead of having that, multiple days, blocking it into one or two, like a backup, breaking, bigger tasks down. Sometimes it was kind of like, okay, follow-up Friday. It overwhelmed me a little bit. What do I do on follow-up Friday? Like, how can I, squeeze all of this stuff in? And so it was breaking it down into smaller tasks and really having intention with those things. So it could be, just different wording. That was one of Kelly's things, was kind of like, instead of follow-up Friday, just have a, like a personal connect or something like that. So building those relationships. So yeah, it really just kind of freed me up to not feel guilty for those times that I was taking for myself and still providing, rock solid client support.
I love that, Kim. And that's exactly what we wanted people to take away from last week. That is, if you put the simple rocks in, one, it can be fun, simple, and you can get way more stuff done. So congratulations for putting it into play, and thanks for sharing that win this week. All right, guys, let's jump into today. We are in week 2, so just kind of want to set the layout for what we're doing here. We're setting the flight path for success. This call will be really aimed for senior coaches and above going forward, but I want to kind of reiterate, this is the last week where if you're just below senior coach, like Angie, got your first 3 clients wins, you're going to be senior coach by the end of the month. But this week will be really helpful for you guys on this topic. After that, there's so many people to get healthy. It's easy to be senior coach. So if you're not quite there yet, that is your main goal by the end of the month. But the real 2 main focuses of this training, because we're going to go over this in a second, because everything we do is simple and duplicatable, is if you're not yet executive director, over these 6 weeks, your goal is to move to executive director. And also, I want to take a quick second to give a props to everybody. One, we are having the biggest month we've ever had. We're on track to help change the most lives we've ever had. It's because of you guys and putting in the work and doing it. We already have a new executive director, Tim and Donna Coles. Congratulations. I think there's also Lori, who was just like a smidge order away. And there's 30 people close to executive director for the first time this month. This call and everything we go over today is for you. You can knock out the goal of these 6 weeks in the first 2 weeks, and feel free to do that, because doing more upfront early and building a wave is the key to changing more lives. And we're going to go over that a little bit today. If you're already an executive director, your goal is to move to the Big Thinkers Club over these next 6 weeks, because it's like our health. If we're moving forward, it becomes easier and simpler, and it's easier to build on success. Like Kim just talked about, it's easier to ascend once you put the right pieces into play. And we want all to ascend here. And then, of course, there's kind of a third hidden one here, is if you're already one of the 40 plus big thinkers that are already big thinkers today, a week early on the month, congratulations. Your goal is to learn this so well that you can give it away to other people, because that's what we do here today. And that's a little bit about what we're going to talk about. So the biggest thing is we invite you guys to be consistent over these next 6 weeks, because we're going to go over all the things, and everyone that trains is from the Big Thinkers Club, which means they are very good at awakening clients. They're very good at serving people. And what I love about it is you're going to hear the same thing from a bunch of different voices, because we get to take the same system and inject our own personal voice, background, ourselves, because no one can be you, and we actually need you to be you. But if we learn these steps of success, they're very simple to learn and grow. So my biggest encouragement, because we're going to cover all that stuff, but is if you just make the decision to be consistent with us over these next 6 weeks, that's 90% of it. And I just want to give one final reminder here, that for all the new coaches that are jumping in, that everyone thinks success is this straight line, but nothing could be further from the truth. Actually, success, and worth it success, has a lot of squiggly lines, and it's really messy. But what's cool about this here today, and why all the people on the call that are trained run over 10,000 above frontline volume and beyond, which means they're really good at what they do, and they want to open up their businesses to you to show you the rocks that make it simple to grow. So success can really look like that far right line. That's what we want for you guys here today. So just wanted to just do one more reminder before we pop in here, is that skill set plus mindset plus action plus consistency equals success. We're talking about just January right now. We're laying that layout. And I love everyone sharing the wins at the start of the call, because that's what's bleeding into catching the wave over the next few months. We're going to talk a little bit more about that later today. But I really want you guys to remember that, like, your work right now, your consistency right now, the seeds you plant now, the things you learn right now are actually building momentum of consistency that's going to pay off more dividends than you can really comprehend at this time. All right, so as we jump into today, my friends, for some reason, my PowerPoint is breaking up into different sections here. But we only do 4 simple things as coaches. So if you're brand new, I want to just help you guys realize that this is simple. This is really easy what we're doing. And if you're on this call, anyone can grow and help a ton of people. But we focus on 4 simple things. We awaken clients and we support clients. And we awaken coaches and we support coaches. And what's great is everything starts with the awakening of clients. Everything is built off of that. So we're going to focus on that first cornerstone of success in coaching today, because everything is built off of that. And what I can tell you, what I was really excited, we're going to have some people. I actually grabbed the people that run the highest frontline volume total right now today. There's actually a few other people I could call, but we didn't want to be on this call to be forever. So we grabbed a few of the top ones. They're going to share their secrets with you today. And we're going to have some open work time at the very end where you guys can even ask them questions that you have unplugged after the call's over. But we're going to focus on that first step of just focusing on awakening clients. For some reason here, hold on. There we go. That's the rock of everything that we do. That is the heartbeat of our business. And I don't know if you guys noticed that, but we put a poll up in the page this week, and it was kind of like, okay, where do clients actually come from? How do I awaken clients? I'm sure we've all asked that at one point in our in your coaching. Like, how do I find clients? Where do they come from? How do I reach more people? Well, the answer was actually pretty cool, because it was a runaway answer of someone who reached out on my post that I never expected to reach out. So basically the consistency. Number 2 biggest one was referral from a client, which we're going to go over today. And then third was a person that they reached out a long time ago that wasn't quite ready, that would follow up. And then you kind of see it kind of cascades down. But where clients come from, and there's an endless amount of people to reach. There's really no secret to any of this. So we're going to jump in today and have a few people share on this. So I hope you have your notepads ready. Kelly, anything that I should add to this before we jump into it?
You know, Brad, I think, you hit it all, but I just want to say that this is the key point of a business that takes the next turn and goes up to the next level, is learning how to awaken people that they see what we see in them and potentials. So there's going to be some great tips, and just to really know that the potential that you see in them, what we need to wake up in their own eyesight so they can see it in themselves.
Exactly. So anyone can do this. So we're going to bring on our first speakers. And what we have for you guys is we grab the people that run the largest frontline volume. So you can basically see, like, what is it that they do? Is it something secret that they do to reach so many people? Are they just super incredible awesome? I mean, they are, but that's not the reason why they reach so many people. You guys can do this too. So we're going to focus on awakening clients and a little bit of, like, what does that look like to do that? So I want to introduce, I'm going to just take it off screen share. Danae and DJ Marks, will you guys come on and share a little bit of knowledge with us this morning?
Good morning. So I'll never forget when Brad first shared on a training just like this a couple of years ago. I was a brand new senior coach, and I thought, really, these speakers are running over 10,000 in frontline volume? What? And my mind was so blown thinking about those little dots of, okay, well, just consistency and what would this look like? And I thought, man, is that really even possible? And so for those of you that are sitting there, we can share. It's just been such a cool awakening for us as health coaches to be able to look at the bigger picture. And it does happen very, very quickly with following the basic steps and there is no secret to it. It really is being consistent within that. So we just thought we would share kind of a little bit about what our awakening has been like over the last 2 years as health coaches. And I don't have a personal health major transformation weight loss story. I have a journey of health. So sitting there on that first call, if there's some of you out there that are thinking, oh my gosh, well, I don't necessarily have a weight loss journey, that's okay. I don't have that. And really has come to fruition in that way. And DJ's had an incredible transformation in his life. And so we'll share a little bit about that, but just keep that in the back of your minds that it does happen even if you don't have a fact that you've lost 100 pounds or off a ton of medications or out of a wheelchair. You can still transform lives, but it begins with a personal awakening. It begins with looking at yourself and saying, do I truly believe that this is the best thing out there? Have I had a personal awakening? And I'll never forget when Brad turned to me on a Zoom in the beginning when I'm leaning into my mentors, which I still do, and said, Danae, stop playing cutesy little health coach. You're meant for so much more. And in that moment, I thought, whoa, like, that's some great truth. And really holding on to that and wrestling with, okay, if I'm not meant to be a cutesy little health coach, what does that look like? And what is that full potential we talk about? So we just thought we would share a little bit about what that looks like for us with awakening clients.
Yeah, absolutely. One of my favorite sayings and kind of things that has always been a part of my life, at least for the last 10 years, is this whole idea that I could only give away what I have. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to this whole idea, again, of the journey that we're on with Optavia and this program that we're doing, that we get to do, that's exactly what it is, that we get to give away what it is that we have, what it is that we believe, what it is that we are living out. And people, they know when it's fake. They know when it's fake for us. We know when it's fake, and we don't have the same kind of drive that we would if that we do have that when it's ours. And so it's really already been a theme of this whole training already, and that is, again, the idea of consistency. And that is what runs through everything. It is the common thread. It is absolutely, when we were thinking through last night of exactly what we want to talk about today, this is the word that kept popping up. And again, that's why Brad said it immediately. Consistency is the win. Consistency is the common thread. It's not giving up when you feel like, man, no one's commenting on my stuff, or no one's even responding, or no one's asking me, or maybe even when you're feeling like I don't have what it takes right now. And so that consistency is absolutely key for us.
Mm-hmm. And continuing in that consistency, it's consistency in our own personal journey. This January, or actually December, I was like, no, I still do have a health transformation, and I need to speak that out loud. And I was kind of reawakened to that facet. And so I began sharing my own personal struggles, even within maintaining and where I'm at and having 3 healthy pregnancies and using our Nursing Mamas program and wanting to take my health to the next level. And it really had that aha moment for me and for others when I began to share my own personal struggles and the fact that I fight through those. And I know Brad doesn't like the word struggle, but we do. We fight through those challenges to show that our journey is never over. And I love how Casey posted last night. I was showing DJ Casey's picture last night on Instagram that he is taking it to the next level. And when all of us think of Casey, we think of someone who's really arrived in his health.
He's getting really good at Photoshop.
So it is amazing that we're never done. We're never finished creations, and there's always something more that we're pressed into. So continuing to speak your health journey out loud, that it's not over, that we still need health coaches. We still need people breathing into our life, because let's be honest, life happens. And so we get to live out that health and that hope within that. And so we also get to be consistent in sharing that on social media. So being out loud, showing that it continues to happen. What does it look like for your clients? What does it look like to follow up with someone, to remember them, that they had a birthday, that they had surgery? And so really awakening them to the fact that this journey is so much more than just a number on a scale. This journey is about living side by side with someone else, being accountable, but in a way where it's not coming down on someone else. We're so used to having others kind of talk down and say, oh, well, we're not good enough. That's not what we do. We get to flip that. And we are so counterculture in what we do as coaches that living that out loud and really speaking that transparently of, man, I believe in you. How great that your son had that accomplishment. That is so wonderful. I remember you. And looking at those past clients that we've had and believing still when they can't believe in themselves that there's so much more for them, that awakens them. That's the way that we are able to really awaken others, is by living it out loud and speaking hope and truth and love in a world that is so hurt and is so broken. We're going to be the ones that are countercultural, that when they're having a hard time, they're going to reach out to you and I, because we are so different and we offer something totally different, and they want to be a part of this party that we're a part of.
Yeah, so it's consistency again in your personal journey, is consistency in communication, and again, social media follow up and past clients that you've had. And it's consistency in stepping out into new places and new spaces. And this is really key, I think, for us as we've navigated over the last 2 years of getting to be coaches together, is understanding that we have to go into places that maybe are a little bit scary for us. And even as a pastor, this is something that I'm very, very aware of is I'm an introvert. And so as introverts, sometimes it's more comfortable to sit at home and stay at home or stay behind a computer and things like that. But it's really hard to get to know people when you stay at home and sit at home and you don't kind of push yourself out into those new places and those new spaces. And so I'm what's called a role extrovert, which means that I could go out and be an extrovert when I need to be. Anyone else a role extrovert out there, but you're really a hidden introvert? Put like a 3 in the comment there, right? Because that's what I am. And that doesn't mean I don't love people, because I do love people and I do love hanging out with people. But it's a very cognitive, mental decision that I have to make to step out into those new spaces, those new places, and do things. And so it was kind of funny, not that long ago, my son Beckett, he loves trains, and I'm going to be honest, I love trains too. I know that makes me a little bit of a nerd, but it's okay. I'm okay with it. The train only comes out during Christmas, so if that helps qualify any of my nerdiness, that's fine. But there's a train show here in Idaho, and so we went to the train show, and all around us were people, just tons of people. And I mean, you're thinking, well, yeah, that's what happens. No, but there are people. You get it? And so because there are people around us, we had this awareness of, hey, and again, this wasn't fake. This wasn't like we had to put a hat on that said, now we're coaches and this is what we do. It was just being honest and real, because again, people sniff that out. They know exactly when you're not being real. So we're just being real. And we were waiting in line for this stupid little train ride that was way too expensive. But you know, our kids wanted to do it. And in front of us was a couple, and we got to chat with them, and they asked us, of course, what do you do? And we asked them what they do. And then it just gave us opportunity to speak into them, and they got to know us and we got to know them. And it was something that would have never happened if we wouldn't have got up on a Saturday morning at 8 a.m. and went to the train show. And so it's just getting up into those new spaces and those new places. And I kind of want to show you what this looks like a little bit for us with the graphic standpoint. And that's us, me, you in the middle. And then these are the different areas that are just kind of, in a sense, more common for us. It's our kids' school, it's our kids' sporting events, our alma mater, it's family, it's the church, it's the eateries that we go to, or the gym, or work. Any of those categories are kind of our day-to-day categories, which are great. And we could probably put a lot more on these. And this is, again, for identifying some stuff. But these are the spaces and places. These are the opportunities that we get to know other people, and we get to be known by other people. Remember, what most people struggle with is loneliness. That's where a lot of anxiousness comes from, and depression comes from, is this idea of loneliness. And so that's why what's so cool about this journey and what we get to do is it's far more than just a program for better eating. This is the holistic program, because look at the community. I think the last time I looked, there was like 238 people on this call or something like that. How cool is that? That's community. That's exactly what we need, and what we need to be challenged in, because some of us, again, we're introverts and we don't get out enough, and that's just the reality. And so here's my challenge to you. Where do you need to step out? Where do I need to step out? And filling these blanks with not just the common things, work or school or whatever it might be, but what are some new categories of stepping out that would really challenge you to get to know new people? Because that's where a lot of this idea of awakening new clients is going to come from, because they're going to ask you what it is that you do. What do you do? And then you get to say what you do, but more than what you do, who you are. This is how it's affected me. This is what it's been doing for my life. And this is how my life is different now that I've been on this program, now that I have this community around me, and it changes the way you do. So I don't know if we have the time right now, but take this and maybe do a screenshot and basically look and say, okay, so how do I need to get out to new spaces and new places?
That's so great. And it really is. It's realizing these are potentials. These are places that we have the opportunity to awaken and enlighten and offer hope. And so when we've had that transformation, we can't wait to share that gift. What are those arenas? And do we truly believe, again, that this gift is so valuable that we can't wait to share with everybody in those arenas in a truly authentic way, because we've been personally awakened and changed from the inside out. And so with that also means offering consistency within speaking potential over anyone and everyone. And so standing in that line, talking to that family, we got the opportunity to friend them on Facebook. Of course, they ask what it is that we do. When we go out to dinner, it's talking to the servers. It's every arena is a potential possibility to offer hope and love to someone else, because we don't know what's going on behind that smile on their face. We don't know the struggles. And that's one of the things that DJ and I have really had the opportunity with being pastors over the last few weeks that we've realized is January can be a really hard season for a lot of people. And like Casey said, plan A didn't work. And so they're looking for a plan B, and plan B is so much more than just fuelings. Plan B is so much more than a number on a scale. It's offering a community. It's offering someone to sit alongside them and believe in them. And so we had the opportunity. We moved 2 years ago here to Idaho. So really stepping out of our comfort zone. We weren't planning on moving out of California, and having that awakening potential and walking into our brand new church, I was like, okay, do I truly believe that this gift I have of health isn't something to be ashamed of, but something that has radically transformed our lives? And so I could only answer yes. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to love on some people. And so I loved on some people. I got to know a great friend of ours, Nicole, and slowly but surely she started asking about what it was that DJ and I were doing. And we got to share that amazing opportunity with her. And Nicole became a client first. And so you can see a little ripple effect of awakening within that. And then over a couple of months, Nicole decided, a little bit reluctantly in the beginning, to become a health coach. And she had an amazing transformation and incredible awakening within her. And so just the amazing effects of really realizing the potential in others and seeing that bigger vision for their lives. So Nicole, we would love for you to come off mute. We'd love for you to meet our great friend and amazing health coach, Nicole White, and she'll get to share a little bit about what her awakening has been like.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for having me here. When DJ and Danae told me that they were going to be talking about awakening this morning, the first thing that came to my mind was the picture of an onion. So sorry for that pungent smell for you this morning. But I have had so many different layers of awakening in my life. And it started with my personal health journey. I was fed up, frustrated with where I was. And so I needed that awakening that something could be done, that being 40 wasn't an excuse. I didn't have to settle for where I was. I could make some changes. Things could be better. I could feel better. And DJ and Danae just continued to pour that over me and show me that that was the possibility. And so that's where I started, was with my own personal health journey. But then it went from there. I had people asking me, could you help me have the same success that you had? And I said, no, but my coach can. And I kept pushing them to Danae and DJ, and they kept saying, I don't know them. I want to talk to you. And so there was that awakening that, well, maybe I can help you. I don't know. I'll figure it out. So I did for those two people. And then I was helping two people, and I was like, well, I guess if I'm helping them, this is pretty cool. Maybe I could help a few more people. So there was that awakening that I guess I can try this and see what happens. That was a huge awakening. People wanted it. People were starving for it. People came out of nowhere and were wanting what I had to offer. So then, continuing to kind of get out of my own way and live out loud, like they were talking about, being okay with sharing where I was, allowing that vulnerability to show through. That was a huge awakening. But I need to show who I am. I need to show my journey. I need to show what I'm walking through, so that other people can see the potential in themselves. All along, this is happening because I was leaning into my mentorship and saying, show me what's next. Show me how to do this. I want to help people. I legitimately want to be there for them, but show me how to do this. Then there was the financial piece where it's like, well, this is amazing and I'm loving helping people, but holy moly, this is helping me. This is blessing my family financially. So maybe there is more to this, and I can continue to to walk this journey in this health coaching and have the healthy finances piece that everybody's talking about, live that full trilogy, have that health, have that amazing mindset shift, but also experience the financial freedom that is happening with, with all of this. And so there was another awakening piece. I then got the experience to go to convention, and I had a huge aha moment there. I say no for people because I put people in a box. I felt like program was for a specific group of people. I felt like coaching was for a specific group of people. I was limiting because I was saying no for other people without even offering. What the heck? It's not my choice. This is for anybody and everybody. Everybody's health transformation is their own. Everybody's health journey is their own. It may be because they want to put on weight, because they're doing Spartan races and they want to bulk up. So why am I saying no for them? They want this, they need this, they can benefit from this. So quitting saying no for people and offering it no matter what, and just showing what I have has been a huge life changer, huge awakening for me. So that, quit saying no for people. That's like one of my biggest things. And this program is so multifaceted. It's so huge. I'm able to walk alongside people, not just in their health, but the people who are experiencing anger issues because of their recent divorce. They're experiencing major depression because of the loss of a loved one. And I get to walk alongside them and I get to partner with them, and I'm going to get emotional, but oh my gosh, you guys, this is so huge and so big, and you have the potential to change lives in so many ways, more than just weight. So get out of your own freaking way. Quit being scared. Show up, live it, offer it. You got it. This is huge. Change people's lives.
That is amazing. Thank you so much, Nicole. That's true. Get out of your own way.
Nicole, I wish you'd be a little bit more passionate, though. So you're awesome.
Oh, you guys, that is so great. Thank you, Nicole. And we moved together because the technicalities were not working for us. And we are so excited that you guys shared. And you know what is so fun that we're going to continue rolling into is with the consistency, loving on people, following up. I get to introduce Lindsay DiFiore, who really had some breakthrough in this in about last year, I think she'll tell you. But what's so cool about Lindsay is that she knew she wanted more, and she took everything we were sharing in these kinds of trainings and leaned into her sponsorship, and man, she just decided to take it to the next level and rocked it. And so Lindsay went from an ED at a nice 10, 12,000, just skyrocketed. She's one of the people that runs the highest frontline volumes in our organization. And I tell you what, she knows this stuff. She knows how to engage and awaken people. And so Lindsay, will you please come and share some of those knowledge bombs that you've grown into, and just lay it on us, because you know how to do this really well.
Thanks, Cal. Thank you. Okay, I am excited to share, and I'm going to resist the urge to just recap everything that DJ and Danae and Nicole just said, because wow, just so good. And it's awesome because we all worked on these presentations kind of separately, but man, are we all on the same frequency. It's crazy. So it just goes to show that we're all kind of doing the do and doing the same thing. So I have the pleasure of talking about awakening clients. So DJ and Danae kind of went over like the heart behind like where are these people, and like what does it mean to share this gift with people. And Nicole's so good about stop saying no for people, because that was a huge breakthrough for me as well. So the first thing I wanted to share was a quote that was from our Habits of Health call on Wednesday. If you listen to that, it was all about discipline. And Chase had said, "You are what you are because of practice." So none of us came into Optavia knowing how to awaken people. None of us came into this knowing how to just be awesome at this. It was a skill that we all practiced over and over again. So if you are moving towards ED, or you're an ED moving towards Big Thinkers Club, or maybe you're building a team of EDs, this is a skill that we can all just really, really hone into and practice. I don't want to say practice till it's perfect, because even now running a high frontline volume, I'm still practicing it. But wherever you're at, we're all going to master this skill, and we all need to learn to teach it so that we can grow teams of world changers as well. So I think it's important to note that we're all doing the same thing. Okay, so awakening potential clients and talking about how it all starts with us. So have you made the decision? This is a big one. Is your gold standard 5 to 7 new clients a month and 1 coach? I heard this a while back and I was like, oh, that's the gold standard? Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because that's what the successful people are doing. So I'm going to follow what the successful people are doing. And being bold and confident. You can just blink at me if you have ever felt like you were too scared to put something out there or say something to somebody because you were afraid of what they were going to think of you. That's okay. I've been there too. And so I just want to encourage everybody to be really bold and confident because like DJ and Danae and Nicole and everybody has been saying on these calls is we have an amazing gift to share with people. And if we don't get out of our own ways, we are going to stop people from breaking through in their health and their life. And I know that this program has changed my life. And so if you know that, and some of you are new and you're not really sure, I'm just going to encourage you to be bold and confident. All right, are your systems organized? How many times have we heard this? Lori did an amazing job last week of going over systems and scheduling. And this is like where my heart is. Like, if you know me, like organization is my jam. So this is not something that everybody is really good at though. So again, being challenged to get out of your comfort zone. If this is not something you're good at, lean into your support team like Kim did and say, what do I need to do to figure these systems out and get them organized? So making sure you have a schedule, digital or a written planner. There is no other way. It can't be in your brain. That's not your schedule. So making sure you have a system to write everything down. And then actually living by your calendar. So if you have a calendar, are your trainings plugged in? Is client support day plugged in? Are your follow-ups plugged in? And then having a system to track all of these people that DJ and Danae were talking about, all of the people that come to your heart or comment or like on your Facebook, do you have some way to track them? We have a hundreds list. So if you need that document, make sure you reach out to your support team. But however you track it, as long as you write them down and don't keep them in your head, you won't forget about them. And then are you locked in with your support team? This is something that every time I have started to feel wobbly or something wasn't going in the direction, I felt like I'm doing everything. I'm doing everything and I'm not getting the result. Well, there was probably a miss somewhere, and that is where my support team can see what's happening and help break me through this stuff. So when we say lean into your support team, if you're not getting the result that you want, this is the time to lean in and say, can you help me? Can you take a look at what I'm doing? Can you look at these conversations and these follow-ups? And then asking them to maybe join health assessments if the last 3 have been not yet. Just a couple of things to really get into your schedule before we talk about how. So if you have these things in your schedule as rocks, and if you have made the decision, we can move forward to how do we awaken potential clients. So in the poll post that Brad posted, we saw that obviously the biggest place for this was from Facebook. What an amazing tool that we have to show up in the world and offer health and hope to people. And social media is really all about building your brand. And when we talk about a brand, it's you. You are your brand. So living an integrated life is something that really helped me to understand how can I not just do Optavia, but how can I be Optavia? And so starting to create this integrated life, and here's a little challenge for everybody, and don't do it now so we can stay present on the training, but maybe make a note for it, is going to take a look at your social media page and seeing how you show up. Are you showing up as an Optavia coach on your Facebook? Are you showing up as a person that can transform people's lives in all areas? And do people know what you stand for? Are you a mom and a health coach? Are you a business owner and a health coach? Are you a dentist and a health coach? Or are you living these separate lives? Meshing everything together to live this integrated life is what we get to do, and that's the beauty of Optavia. And my favorite thing to touch on is authenticity and finding your voice. When we all start health coaching, we're like, okay, I've never posted about this stuff before. Where do I start? And so we're finding our voice in this. And in the beginning, it may feel okay to just copy and paste everything and throw it out there. But like DJ had mentioned, that authenticity and showing up as who you are becomes really, really important. So this is one of my favorite things because it was such a big breakthrough for me. And I leaned into my support team and said, what are you seeing that I'm not? Like, why am I not getting the results that everybody else is getting? And it was all about living the full trilogy and living it out loud as me. This doesn't mean don't share before and afters of other people, but it means showing up and sharing your story, because like Danae, I don't have a big weight loss story, but I have a health transformation. And it was important for me to still show up. Brad's been doing this for 9+ years, and he still shows up what he's making for dinner for his lean and greens. So living your journey out loud is super important. And how do we do that? Going live, anything, cooking, your kids, your story, sharing, things that are happening in life and how you broke through them. Showing that we're not perfect, I think is an important piece because it makes us relatable. So sharing these things that, maybe, again, we don't love the word struggle, but maybe some things that we've had breakthrough in and how we broke through them. Being the light for people. When you look at your page, do you offer value? Are you a person that's giving on Facebook? And offering value was something that really helped me in understanding, like, what am I putting out? What sort of frequency and vibe am I putting out? Tips, recipes, breakthroughs, maybe even a good laugh, a funny meme. However you're showing up on social media is what you're going to get back, okay? All right, let's move on to the next one. My next favorite topic is all about the connection and connecting with people. So I love this. We talk a lot about starting conversations, and I think the biggest question as coaches is, what would you like me to say to people? And I always talk about, if you were at the mall and you saw someone, would you just like turn your head and walk past them, or would you engage in conversation? So I always use that analogy because just because we're behind a computer screen, we don't want to lose the human connection part of connecting. So connecting with people is all about cultivating trust and building relationships. That's what we get to do. I'm going back to what DJ said about there are so many people that are lonely, and we get to offer community and relationship to these people. It's a gift that can change somebody's entire world. So certain ways that I have started to build relationship and connecting with people is sending out happy birthday messages. I take about 2 minutes, literally 2 minutes every single day, and I send a personal happy birthday message out. And I put their name in it. Happy birthday, so-and-so. I hope your day is filled with lots of love. And the response I get back is, thank you so much. Like, how nice of you to reach out individually. And then I don't go in and talking about how I'm a health coach. I leave it. I've started that relationship. How are you with no strings attached? That's a big one. Are you reaching out to people because you're trying to get them on program, or are you reaching out to people because you want to build relationship and start that communication? Yes, you do have a gift to share, but sometimes we have to be patient and cultivate that trust. Trust is a big part of what we get to do. And asking questions about people's lives. How are your kids? How was your daughter's first birthday? These sort of things build into that relationship. And then looking and listening for clues. Listening for people that are saying, I don't have enough money to do this, or I'm really struggling with my weight. Those are kind of the obvious ones, but really looking at some of the clues that people give in what they say and communicating with them. And then friend requesting everybody. Is this awkward? Only if you make it. So how do you go out and about and meet people and friend request. We've talked about friend requesting people. And sometimes we're so far reaching in the friends that we were like, we've never even met this person or talked to them, but we forgot about the people that we interact with every single day. And so a fun way to just friend request everybody you meet and put them into your orbit. I want to give you a tangible example of this because I think it's going to be really helpful. I was at my dentist the other day, and the receptionist was at her desk. Obviously, I've been going there for a while, and she had a Nutrisystem bar on her desk. And I said, oh, happy January, how are you? And I looked down at her desk, I'm like, oh, looks like you're getting healthy for the new year. Congratulations to you. And she was like, yeah, I'm doing this Nutrisystem, I'm down 7 pounds. And I didn't automatically jump to, oh, well, I have a better program for you, because I know I do, but I'm not going to say that. So I let her talk and really just share some of her journey with me. And I say, you know, I'm a health coach and I post a lot of really great recipes. They might be compliant with what you're doing with Nutrisystem. I don't know a lot about it, but let's be friends and you can look at my page and look at some of those recipes. That was it. That was it. So we friend requested each other. I sent her a message and I say, I'm so glad I got to see you today. My teeth feel nice and clean. And if you have any questions about the recipes I post, just let me know. That's it. That is it. And I'm going to keep building relationship with her until Nutrisystem stops working, and then we have that conversation. So I wanted to bring on somebody who has really had some breakthrough in this, and I see so much of my story and the breakthrough that I've had in her, and she is just so hungry to grow and to help more people, and she is a stay-at-home mom. When she started, she had maybe 300 friends and literally never posted on Facebook. And so she has just been leaning in and asking, what do I do next? Much like Nicole was doing. What do I do next? Show me how. I want to help people. I really want to have this breakthrough and be successful. And I don't want to share too much of her story because it really is amazing. And she is going into her second month of ED just with so many breakthroughs. So Mary Theodosopoulos, I got it. Can you come off mute and share a little bit about your story and your transformation on social media?
Yeah, thank you for getting my last name right. I know it's a hard one, you know. But yeah, so I started this program because, as Lindsay said, she sends a happy birthday. So she never showed up on my newsfeed before. She just reached out and told me happy birthday. I literally just turned 31. I just had my son. I was feeling depressed. I gained like 70 pounds since having both of my kids. And she just reached out, wished me happy birthday. And then all of a sudden I was like, no, I haven't seen her since high school. So then I started looking at her page and then looking and wow, I was like, why is she so positive? Like, what is going on? Like, I want this. Like, I'm such a miserable person. And it's like, you know, so I reached out and the rest is history. And then I started my journey. And then after posting my first before and after, I didn't tell anybody that I was doing the program. You know, I just got flooded. Like, everybody was like, Mary, what are you doing? You look amazing. Like, for me to even post that before and after, my Facebook, if you look back in June, it's just pictures of my kids. And going with that, people are like, wow, Mary, you're such a good mom. Like, you know, like you're like all about your kids. And, you know, so given that, and then given back to the point where my first post like blew up, but then I was like, yeah, I could do this coaching thing. Like, look, so many people are inspired. But then I sat at just a coach for pretty much 3 months. I went nowhere. I was doing the posts that people suggest, like that my mentorship suggested me to post. I was doing stuff and my business was not going anywhere. So then I was just like, well, you know, people say I'm a good mom all the time. So how do I marry being a good mom to being where I want to be, a good mom boss? So it was really me making that connect, because I was like, okay, you know, I was seriously thinking about giving up because I felt like my posts were good. And then it's like, you know what? I leaned in. I said, what am I doing wrong? Like, I feel like, you know, I actually spend time like making sure the wording's right. But why am I not getting the comments, getting people to like ask me what I'm doing anymore since my before and after? And, you know, they gave me suggestions. They were like, you know what, you're posting a recipe, but, you know, you're not really showing you making the recipe. You're really not showing you living in the moment, you making this food for your family. You're not really showing like how you're being active with like your boys and stuff, and like what your daily life is and how you incorporated this program into your life. So I really took that to heart. And I was just like, all right, I want my business. I want to be just like Lindsay. She is like, you know, a great role model. I think of our mentorship as a role model. And if I can be anything like her, that's what I want to be. And that's how I want to change lives. So that was my first breakthrough. And then I thought, how can I get my business to be like my own health journey? So I thought back, you know, at first when I was on the 5-in-1, I was scared to death with my business. I was scared to death to friend request people. I had no idea who they were. I was scared to death to post stuff and be vulnerable on Facebook. But then, you know, after my first 30 days, I saw that the program worked and I felt amazing. So then with my business, I was like, it's the same concept. You know, I just started living me, not, you know, other people, not copying and pasted, just me. And given with that, one of my top posts that I just recently had that really helped my business take off in October was my son fell and busted his chin. So he did that, and that was right before Christmas. And then he fell 2 weeks later and busted his chin again. Just, you know, the first time I didn't even post, nobody even knew he hurt himself. The second time, you know, I just felt defeated. I felt upset. I was just like, you know, I feel like I'm a good mom, but why my son keeps hurting himself? And then, you know, I posted that on Facebook. I posted how I was truly feeling and how, like, you know, I said, I know I'm a good mom, and it really killed me to see my baby struggling like that, and the fact that I couldn't help him or prevent him from getting hurt. And it was that post that, you know, I got more buzz on that post than I did on like on a before and after, because that was me being a genuine person, showing that I have struggles too, that I'm not always this happy-go-lucky Mary like everybody always sees me being. And then ever since then, I realized that, you know, that's my voice. You know, I'm a mom, but I also want to be a boss. I'm a mom boss. So now I really realize that I have to put that into my business, and that now when you look at my business, you see that that's reflected. But honestly, that would never have happened if I didn't reach out to my support group. Like if I didn't ask them for help, like ask them, like, and it's not even that I ask them for help all the time. I share wins with them. Like when people say, hey, Mary, your posts inspire me, I copy and paste that, put that in there because I'm excited, you know, that's what they're here for. They're my family. So it's like, I went from being a depressed Mary, like that was unhealthy, to being a very positive, healthy Mary, and just really having a dream. And yes, I'm a mom, but I've learned that, you know, it's okay to put myself first, because if I put myself first in my health, then, you know, the people around me are getting healthy. My kids are happier because mommy's happy. So that was really my breakthrough, and that's what it took. And I'm just so upset that it took me 3 months to really have that breakthrough and really not be so scared to like friend request people. But now it's all about the authenticity and really being genuine to everyone. And yeah, so now when you look at my posts, you know, I'm a mom boss.
I love it. Thank you so much. If you all could see Mary's transformation mentally and her confidence, it would blow you away. Like, this is not the same girl I sat next to in English class senior year of high school. This is a different woman in just such a short amount of time. Mary, thank you so much for sharing your story. Okay, so continuing on authenticity here. Let me go back to my slide. Okay, so I wanted to show some other authentic conversations here, because just like Mary, in being authentic. It's so important. And I know sometimes it feels hard to, what does it mean to be authentic? What does it mean to find our own voice? So this is an example of a birthday message I sent to someone. We've never had a conversation about program. And on Tuesday, she sent me this message saying, hey, I have a friend that wants to be a health coach. Can I connect you with her? It's like, I've never even talked to this person about program before. So that is showing up authentically, and people know what I do. Danae had mentioned about staying in touch with past clients. The post on the right is a client that started a year and a half ago, and she quit after one day, literally quit. But I knew that this program would change her life. And I knew even then when she quit that one day she was going to be a coach. And she's on day 11 of her program. And I never gave up on her because I reached out to her every, couple of months and just said, hey, how are you? How are you doing since, you wanted to start a different health journey? And now she's back. So really just building into relationships and how important they are to stay connected and to not always just worry about if they're going to be on program. So that was a huge breakthrough for me. So I hope some of those posts were helpful. Okay, my favorite topic, referrals. So awakening clients, the second way that a lot of clients were coming on from the poll post was through referrals, which is amazing. And I have created a really amazing referral business. And I want to preface that by saying, I don't ever want to take referrals. I always want people to be inspired enough to coach their friends and family, but sometimes it's not the right fit or the right case. So referrals are a great business, right? It means that you have quality client support. That is the way that referrals come in. So building strong relationships with your clients. How many of you can put maybe a 2 in the chat, if you have been doing your client support days and it feels like you're just coaching a 5-in-1 program and asking them if they ate all 5 of their fuelings? If that's you, put a 2 in the chat. And if not, awesome. Because we're all about building relationships with people. So are you a weight loss coach or are you a transformation coach? And becoming a transformation coach means we have to awaken people's potential. And the only way to awaken people's potential is by cultivating trust. And how do you cultivate trust? You know about their life. So I listen on those health assessment calls or on those client celebration calls. I listen for events that they have coming up, birthdays, vacations, and I jot those down so that the next time I connect with them, I say, hey, how was Tommy's first birthday party? So they know that I'm listening. I would say that has been the biggest breakthrough in my client support becoming fun and actually moving people forward. Because if you were like me, there was a time that I dreaded client support. I'm not joking, I dreaded it. And it's because I wasn't giving people any breakthrough, because I was just coaching a weight loss program. And then I started to think, wow, people really need me to care about them as people, not just about their journey. We are beyond just their weight loss journey and the number on the scale. So take some time to ask them questions about their life. Show up no matter what. We aren't chasing people. I think we made that clear, when we were going into the new year. We don't want to chase people, but we also want to make sure that when people are ready to throw in the towel on their health, that you weren't the one that ever gave up on them. They gave up on themselves, but you're going to be there when they're ready to come back. So don't ever give up on people. Just be there to love on them in the space that they're in, because that's going to, again, build a strong relationship so that when they're ready, they're going to come back to you. And then lastly, do your clients know how to refer to you? We have a text message in the daily text that you can use. It is a little bit long. So if you're like me and you only ever read 2 sentences, you may want to just take what you need from that text message. It's got great information and utilize that. But my favorite way is by doing it over the phone. So again, I'm listening on my client celebration day. I'm not just trying to check it off the list and move forward. If somebody says, yeah, my sister was asking about the program, I stop there and I ask, oh, what did you tell your sister when she asked about program? I hear what they said. And then I say, would you be open to maybe a different way so that you can help your sister move forward? Of course, they're going to say yes. and then teach your clients how to refer, because a lot of people don't know how to do that. They're only going to give that person your phone number, and that person isn't going to call you. So I teach my clients how to introduce me in a 3-way text message, an email, or a private message. I teach them how to do that. And that has created a ton of success, because it's like going to a party and saying, yeah, that's my health coach over there, and then never introducing us. It's weird. So I kind of use that example of introducing us. And lastly, have fun. You can get stuck in this rut, but if you're not having fun with your clients, they're not going to want to pull their friends and family with you if they don't enjoy working with you. And then lastly, if you didn't know, I've been talking about the 3x3x3 this entire time. I just haven't said it one time. So there is a difference between, are you doing the 3x3x3 and just checking boxes all day? Or are you living the 3x3x3? Is this just a part of your everyday life? Is it a part of what you do? Are you just showing up on social media in day-to-day life? Are you truly living this? I don't have to check boxes anymore, because I know that I am doing this day in and day out. And so that would be my encouragement to you, is move from just checking the boxes to living the 3x3x3 and showing up authentically and cultivating trust with people, because we have an amazing gift to share. And that's all I got for you.
Awesome, Lindsay. Amazing job. Mary, Lindsay, absolutely incredible. Drop me a 1 in the chat if you picked up 1 or 2 things that will be a game changer for you going forward. Lindsay, thank you so much, because you basically just wrote out the layout for how to take it to the next level. Because I don't know if a lot of people are like me, where I'm like, great, yes, I want to do it, but how does that look like? I hope you guys go back and watch the recording, and the slides will also be posted on the page. She literally gave you the recipe for success. So I just remember, Lindsay, when it was actually just before this time last year, you were saying, I want to take it to the next level. I want to have more fun. A lot of things you talk about. I want to grow my business. New Integrated National this last year. I want to grow my frontline volume, and I want this to be simpler. And you actually started honing in all those things. So the steps of success are so helpful. The chat's blowing up. Thank you, Lindsay, for sharing that today. All right, it's 8:05, so we are going to wrap up, everybody. Let me share my screen here. And what's kind of cool here is, we usually keep this call an hour, and we will most of the time going forward, but I just want to just make an announcement on that, is that we just said that we would take you guys and show you guys how to grow. So I love the fact that we still have 213 strong, because if I was in your shoes, and this is how it was when I got started coaching, I still took every minute of growth from the people that I get my hands on, from this community, from everything that I could get to just increase the amount of people that I could help. We were going to cover Bring It to the Phone, because that is the glue that leads to breakthrough from everything that was shared today, but we're going to save that for next week and doing a rock solid health assessments, because they're one and the same. These are the lifeblood, the funnel of doing business. So I want to thank Danae and DJ and Nicole, Tim and Kelly, Lindsay and Mary. So much tangible stuff. And I really encourage you guys to, one, take action on it this week, but also go back and check some of these things. If you get these locked into your schedule, the layout, the steps, the key to success is easy. So here's where I wanted to wrap up today. It's finishing the month strong. And we're talking about getting really good at transforming lives here. And I want you guys to make sure you guys know the marrying of the two. Some of you might be here like, I'm just here to help people. And that's what this means. Like, some of you are like, I want to grow and I have goals. And obviously you can't do that without doing the work. So what I wanted to encourage you guys is focus on where you want to end up. We have 6 days left in this month. So here is an action step of what successful coaching looks like. Lindsay's nodding because she's like, this is the game changer of our business. So again, a lot of you guys are asking, okay, what creates growth in a business? What creates a lot of transformation? And one of those things is how you decide to add momentum to the month. Like Casey started this call by sharing his win of elevating his frequency. If you choose to elevate your frequency, that is one piece of a growing business. Plus, people are attracted to a higher level frequency. So my encouragement, and one of the action steps going to be, is take a look at your map today, where you want to be at by the end. Not where you're going to end up and then drawing a target around it. Where do you want to go? And then I'm going to actually encourage you to take another step. Kelly encouraged you guys to take out your phone and start this call. What I want you guys to do is, this is an action step of success. And Lindsay covered, this was in Lindsay's steps. I want you guys to tell your support team, hey, this is where I want to be at by the end of the month. this is what I got to do to be there. Or if you don't know, please help me figure out how to be there. And then say the one thing you feel like you need help on so that they can partner with you. That is one thing that Lindsay was talking about that is the game changer difference. So make sure you do that step today because it is a step of success. And then I always like to remind people, because one thing I love through this process is the healthy mind. We never give ourselves enough credit. I hope you guys, one, are looking at your accomplishments this month, the breakthrough, the life change, just if your win is just consistency and the wins that are coming, or the growth or the community, whatever. Hope you guys are celebrating that today. But I love this graphic here because this is what we tend to do. We tend to not stay the course. We tend to start digging and then we get distracted by something. Look at this graphic right here. The person like, oh, someone found something earlier and they didn't have to dig as hard, and then they left it and we get distracted by it. Well, we missed out on the big breakthrough by not staying consistent in where we're going and staying true and keeping the momentum going. So I don't know about you if that speaks to you, but hopefully it does, because that right there is the truth of success. So here's the other reason, hopefully you guys stayed on, late here, is that because we are tracking for our biggest month, because we appreciate you so much, because you guys are our people that want to elevate our community here and change lives, Ashley and I are throwing down $2,000 in matching scholarships. So I know a lot of you guys don't need anything, but basically this is all about connections. And if one of the ways you can reach out to someone is offering them, because we know that programs, like, it doesn't cost more to be on plan. Heck, I've been on plan for the last 3 weeks and I'm just like, Ashley, I'm like, well, did we spend any money today? Nope, we did not. We've been under budget being on Firewall. I love it. I wish I could be on it forever. The fat burning is definitely helpful. But we know we don't need a scholarship, but sometimes, just like Lindsay, opening up the line of communication. So if you want to utilize this as one of your tools to finish up your month strong, to help you take that next step, to add momentum, to add fire to your business, to change, because businesses are built in the last week of the month. I mean, they're made from being consistent all month, but they're really made from you deciding to finish the month strong, getting on that frequency that Casey talked about. So they are available now. Here's how it goes. They're available for all new clients, new coaches, and returning clients, which means they have to be inactive. And for this one, they have to be inactive for 9 months. So maybe they were like Lindsay's client last year, and you started them last year and they fell off, but maybe they're ready now. Maybe they're really ready for transformation and breakthrough. We're going to count returning clients. Use a list for a lot of connections and starting conversations. Like, again, you may not even need this. Maybe you're like, I don't even want, like, I want them to value it and I'm not even going to utilize this. But I just want you guys to know that they're here. We want to reward you guys for making life changes. We want to continue finishing a record month, and we want to encourage you guys to add momentum to the fire. They're going to be available till they're gone, but here's how to do it. Just want to make sure you guys do this, because I'm not going to post this anywhere. This is for you that were on the call, because we want to reward the actions. I can tell you guys, if you guys stay consistent by doing this stuff, this is where growth happens. So all you have to do, if you want to utilize this, is add the wellness credits to the person's account. If you need help setting up an account to do that, you work with your support team. Once the wellness credits are added on there, send a group message to your entire support team, and including myself and my assistant, Brandy Dowdy. The name's right there. You can write that down. Just name the client name, the client ID, confirmation that you put the wellness credits on, and you've got to have the secret phrase to get it, because it's not going to be anywhere else. The secret phrase is building the wave. We've talked about how January builds into February, and February builds as you're building your wave of momentum and connections, and you're basically building your branding that you guys transform lives. So we want to keep adding that, because you guys are putting the time in. So happy scholarship use it up as fast as possible. This will probably last for 3 days. That's kind of what the last timeline was on it. So utilize them like this, like, hey, I have an opportunity for this. I don't know how long it'll last. Like, put sense of urgency on it, because if they don't utilize it, it's still an opening of conversation. I've had people that are like, hey, is that thing still available? Nope, it's not. Okay, cool. I'm still ready to get going. It was just available for a short time, and we want to, just like we're offering this gift, we're offering a gift of something we have for them right now. So just another reason to open up all those conversations. And then next thing, this week, we still have the power hours, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But this Wednesday power hour is going to be more of a learning power hour. We've had a lot of requests for Ashley to do an Instagram 101 webinar. So at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, we'll be doing an Instagram. Again, there's no magic in Instagram, but if you're getting your social media, if you're getting what Lindsay talked about really good, and you're already using Instagram as a platform, or maybe you just want to learn more, Ash is going to be going over all of this in a webinar. All right, guys, that's everything. I want to thank everyone that shared. I want to thank everyone in the chat. I want to thank all of you guys for being consistent, and just congratulate you guys from the future, because consistency is what leads to breakthrough in our lives, other people's lives, our business, growth, transformation, all the above. It's the magic sauce. So here's the action steps to help you guys continue to fly. check in with your health, keep elevating, you guys. Like, I don't know, I just want to share this with everyone. I feel like 10 years later, the fact that I've not gotten bored with a program that changed my life is just something I want to give to everyone. I hope you guys realize that too. I want to give you that vision for the future. 10 years later, I still value this more than the day that I first hit fat burn and actually realized that I could be successful in my health. Text your support team that action step, where you are, where you want to be, and what you need help with. Guys, nothing was created by accident. So anything great was created with intention. So utilize your support team and utilize that aspect. Finish the month strong, 2 or 3 clients this week, or whatever you need to finish your goal. Don't think small, think big. The people are out there that need to get healthy. Why have small goals when there's so many people out there that want to create health? If you haven't yet, get your rocks set up. That's what we're going to have some time to kind of do here. Or you can pick Lindsay's brain. We're going to have like an after call on this like we've been doing the last few weeks. And then the last thing is live out loud. Take your connections to the next level. Develop consistency over these 6 days because the last step is be ready to kick off February. We're going to come back together on the 2nd with a new call. We're going to show you exactly how to launch February to the next level and continue this, what we've covered the last few weeks. So we're going to cover client support, really good client support over the next few weeks. What does it look like to awaken and continually support clients, and how to start your month strong over the next 2 weeks. So with that being said, thank you to everyone that shared. Have a great day. This is the end of the call. So if you have a place to be or connections to go do, go take off and do it. It was great spending Saturday morning with you. Thank you all for everything you do. And if you'd like to stay on, we're going to actually have some work time. One thing that we really wanted to do during the season was make sure that people had like some real time to continue. It's not just come and learn, but come and do. That's where the breakthrough happens. So we're going to set the clock for 15 minutes if you want to stay on with us, if you want to continue this and ask questions. If you have like unplugged time, you can just start doing action, set the clock, do it with us here. Or if you have questions based on some of the things we covered today, Danae, DJ are here, Lindsay's here, Mary's here, Tim and Kelly's here. You can ask them for clarity on these things. We don't want to just tell you these things. We want to help you own these things because all these rocks are the standard of growing your business. So with that being said, if you got to go, this is your official, we are finished. I'm actually going to stop record right now. And I'm going to set the clocks for 8:30. I'll actually, if you guys just want to work on some power hour time to knock things off before you go into your day, then fantastic. But if not, you guys feel free to utilize the chat or come off mute and ask some questions here if you guys had any clarification on today. And actually, the chat's blowing up. I haven't caught up with everything. Tim, Kelly, was there any questions that we missed from today that people had some clarity on?
No, it really was just so many good nuggets. Thanks, Brad, for everything. Lindsay, Danae, DJ, Kimberly, Mary, you got a lot of love out there. So I think people are just excited to get into it and go after it today because there was a lot of good stuff shared. So I didn't see anything outside of moving conversations along a little bit, and I think that came before Lindsay. So I think there's probably some answers in that already. So thanks.